So the grain, we mill the grain in here, and then the auger pulls it up above the mash-tun.
Okay, and so the auger's right there in the lines.
The auger will carry the grain to the very top, and then we drop it into the mash-tun and hydrate it with hot water and convert our sugars.
How long does that take?
It takes an hour.
Oh, okay.
And it takes an hour to bring that grain in. And we let it sit in here and convert for 35 to 45 minutes. And as you can see, there's a false bottom, and we let the wort, the sugary water come through the bottom, and we pull that off and put it in the kettle, and that's, and at the same time we put more water through and wash the grain out, get all the sugars off of the grain into the kettle, and with that, we boil up the water, or the sugar water, the wort, and we add hops, and then we're able afterwards to spin it around and pull off all the protein that boils out, and have that mound up in the center in a whirlpool effect, so that we pull off only the sweet wort, and from there we pump it over to the heat exchanger. And we cool it down.
That little thing there?
Yeah, through that little box there. And at the same time, we're cooling that down. We're using cold water to heat them. And when we capture that cold water that's now hot water, we put it in the hot liquor tank. And we hold that for brewing. And we can brew with that the next time around.
Okay.
So we don't waste any water while we're cooling.
And that thing that you were showing me before, why don't you walk over there and tell me?
So the hot liquor tank now holds the hot water, and we're able to keep it warm through a heating element with temperature controlled.
And your brother-in-law helped you build that?
Yeah, Brian helped build this.
Okay.
So now we put the wort in with the yeast and air. We aerate it.
Oh, and that's what's going on now?
And that's what's going on is fermentation. Because there's yeast eating the sugars into alcohol, and the air is helping it. And what you're hearing is the bubbling of CO2. Impressed with this.
So you've got two brews going now.
It's got a pale ale and an alt.
Pale ale on this first one?
Yes.
And what's the second one?
Alt. Dusseldorf Alt.
Okay.
And then in here.
Okay.
Okay, so the old crane up there was from the original foundry building. This 1865 is when this was a foundry, this space. So Jim noticed there was a motor attached to the crane apparatus up there. So he and Brian one weekend went up on the cherry picker, went up there and took the motor off, and Jim went to a machine shop and had it tested so that see that it still worked. And he cleaned it up, and now it's powering his grain mill. Found the motor to be working and put it to use. This is the grain mill, and on the back is the motor.
Oh,
so it was, you know, it was totally black with old oil and caked with gunk, and he cleaned it off.
Right here?
Yep, that's it. And then he attached it to that plate and hooked it up to the mill.
Oh, he made a plate for it,
Yep,
so
got a
it
steel
fit
plate
right
so that
in
it
there.
could fit in there, and bolted it in, and it's grinds the grain.
Oh, cool. And he spotted it up there.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah,
my
he
God.
said, I wonder if that works. And he got Brian to help him take it off. It was a real messy job, but they got it down and cleaned it up and put it on there.
Little baby.
So what you're looking at is they take the barley off the stalk, and then they germinate it for a few days to get sugars and to grow it. You know, I don't know how to say that. And then they stop the germination process and they kiln it, and so that makes sure that there's a certain amount of sugars in each one of these kernels. And then what I do is all I'm doing is crushing off the husk when I run it through the mill. And I'm not trying to turn it into flour per se, but I'm just trying to open up the kernels and take off the little husk so that the water can convert the starches into sugar. And so, and you taste it. You want to taste one. It just, yeah, it tastes. And this one's called Munich, so it's got a little toastiness to it. But like each one's a little different. So, for example, they kiln the chocolate malt to a darker color so that you can get color and flavor off of it. So you can see how it's completely different.
Yeah.
It actually tastes like coffee more than chocolate.
That one doesn't have any enzymatic activity anymore, right?
No, and that's the thing, is once you're just trying to get flavor, and sugar is just more flavor.
Interesting. What are you looking at?
I'm looking at just kind of the color, just seeing what it came out to be. Should be reminiscent of something we've had before.
Pretty cold.
Pretty cold. So let the lights turn on in a second. So after that, we'll filter it with our filter.
Oh, that one, that
We'll
thing
pull
you're
off
showing.
we could turn the glycol jacket and cool it down, and you can what's called racking. You can pull off beer from here, leave the yeast on the bottom, and rack out and filter only the beer while collecting the yeast, separating that, and then we'll make sure all the yeast is out of the beer through the filter, and then we'll carbonate it up and put it in these bright tanks. And this will tax determination. You can take a level of how much beer is in here and fill it up in kegs, and then that's drinkable, sellable beer.